So my name is Tony Gonzalez from Made in Metal, and today we are going to talk to Svend Karlsson, guitar from BAEST. How
Exactly.
are you, Sven?
I'm good today, thank you. It's nice weather here in Denmark.
Here in Spain is really hot.
Yeah, I see it's what, 40 degrees or something.
Yes.
Tough.
Yes. Says so the weather is colossal, like the new recording.
Exactly.
Yes. And tell me, Sven, to start with the questions, how did the conception of Colossal begins?
It began straight after recording the EP Justitia. And during that EP, we found out we could do some more progressive stuff. We found out we could use some more classical heavy metal riffs into our sound. And then, it slowly began. We tried experimenting more and more with these kind of hard rock riffs, and we had a lot of fun with it. So we finally decided to just run with it and bring it into the bass sound. And it was a long process because we recorded the final track, Stormbringer, back in February, and the first couple of singles were already ready last March. So it's been a long process with this record, and I think that's why it stands out compared to the other stuff we've made.
Now that you mention Stormbringer is one of my favorite songs. Yes, the first track. Tell
Awesome.
me. Yes, the initial guitar notes were surprising to me. Please tell me about the song and how did you insert this first note in this recording?
We did the song without the intro. We were touring with a DAD, and we had just 2 days off. We went into the studio to record this song, and that whole chorus thing that we play, it's very different from something else we've done. And Lasse, the guitarist, he was like, we have to do, because I played it in like that AC/DC manner just for fun. And Lasse was like, we have to use that as the intro. And then we have to use 4 hi-hat notes to begin the whole thing with. And we did it, and it just felt right. And everyone was laughing because it's so different. But I think it really works, and it's a lot of fun.
Really worse, Sven,
Thank you.
really worse. Yes. So you just told me that you were on tour with DAD. It
Yes.
was the opportunity to invite Jesper Vincent to collaborate in the recording.
He actually collaborated before the tour. So I think we got on the tour because he knew some of the new songs, and he liked them. And it was a big opportunity, but that whole rock crowd in Denmark for DAD is not a heavy metal crowd. But I think we gave them an experience, and Jesper sang with us every night when we played King of the Sun. So it was awesome. He's an awesome dude. He stays true to his roots, so it's an honor to have him on the record.
Yes. So the difference of voices really are really different, but at the same time match a little with the concept of the
I think
song.
so.
Yes. But in general terms, the title Colossal suggests epic, powerful sound. And tell me, how does that reflect the musical content of the album?
Um, I think we didn't want to call it Colossus because that would be too much bound to the track, and that track is not all that album sounds like, because a track like, let's say, a Depraved World sounds nothing like Colossus. So Colossal really means the really wide array of styles that we put into one album. And we think it fits. Um, yeah, I think we took a chance and did something we feel big, we feel it's original, we feel it's fresh. So we decided on Colossal.
Colossus were one of the first singles,
Yes.
Colossus and Imp of the Perverse. So
Yes.
why did you choose them? It was your decision or the record company?
Actually, those were the songs we had ready. because we went into the studio maybe 5 or 6 times. And then we did 2 recordings for finished tracks. And the first studio trip was Colossal and Imp of the Perverse. And then we made 2 demos. And we made a demo of Misfortunate Son, and we made a demo of King of the Sun. And then we slowly started going to the studio, doing 2 tracks, finishing them, and then doing 2 more demos. So it's also a different process. Normally we do the whole record and then to the studio, but not this time. We did it differently. And you can also hear it because the guitar sounds are different from all of the tracks almost, but I think it gives it an old school feel and, you know, a classic vibe.
Yes, but Sven, the most surprising song in this recording is Light the Beacons.
Yes.
Yes. Do you think this song match with the essence of the album?
I think it does actually. It was written to be like an intro song to when we walk on stage, and when we go play something, we have a lot of fun, and it's explosive, and it's happy times, you know. So that's what Light the Beacons reflects. It's also, you know, and what's it called? And not in the direction of Lord of the Rings, which we hold very dear. But it ended up being the intro for Depraved World. And I think that whole composition of the album ending with Light the Beacons, which is very different, going into that Iron Maiden kind of Depraved World is a nice kick at the end of the album.
Another song that is closer to what the people knows about your band is Mouth of the River. Please tell me about this song, the inspiration, how it was created, because I consider it's an extraordinary song.
Thank you. I think the riffs for that one was already made when we did Necrosapiens. We had them ready, just lying around, and then we finally decided to finish up that song. And there's a lot of Carcass inspirations. You know, that whole verse is our way of trying to sound like hard work. And yeah, it's a more classic based song that fits the album nicely too. I like the album having the really brutal low stuff, and then also the J.G. Lee Ozzy stuff happening. It makes it fun to listen to, and it makes it fun for us to play because we get to play so many different types of riffs now.
In recent years, BAEST has balanced old school and groove depth. How does Colossal position itself in that evolution?
I think it places at the top. How do you say that? I think it's the most diverse one. So I think it's not the heaviest stuff we've done. That's most certainly on Necrosapiens, but we're still around that, and then we go so many different directions. So I think it really puts an emphasis on that we want to be a band with a big variety of sounds. And because, you know, we listen to so much different stuff, and this time around we just agreed to put it all in there because it's a part of us, and then it's a part of BAEST. And we're the same guys for 10 years, so it's important that everything we like gets put into what we do.
And Sven, taking account this diversity, what has been your greatest personal challenge while writing music for Colossal?
That's a good question. I think the part of bringing Jesper to sing with a clean vocal style was very difficult, but not because, you know, we had the song done, but how was it going to sound and how was it going to feel? So Simon did a demo of it where Simon was singing. There's actually going to be, that track is going to be on the CD version as an extra track. But yeah, that was difficult, and also difficult finding the right balance. You know, it's not going to be all hard rock riffs. We have to bring that BAEST signature death metal sound into it as well. That balance was tough to find. And sometimes, you know, Tue Madsen, where we recorded the album, he was really good at saying, guys, don't think too much about it. Just do what you think is fun, because that's what is going to be good and what you're going to like. So we had to remove all thoughts of, are the fans going to get mad? Are they not going to like it because there's hard rock riffs in it? Do we have to do more blast beats for the fans? We did how we felt it should be. And that was a chance, and it took some courage. And Tue Madsen definitely helped out with that. So yeah, the big musical challenge was to renew the sound of BAEST, I think.
But does it mean that the diversity was made on purpose?
It wasn't like planned. We rehearse every Monday. So every Monday we meet and we play, and all of a sudden we started playing more and more of those Aussie riffs. And I was like, can we really put these into the songs? What are we doing here? And it was so much fun. So we decided, yes, it's gonna go in there. And we played a lot of the tracks live without releasing them. And the audience seemed to enjoy it too. So yeah, that was difficult, that diversity thing.
The touring, the concerts influence the writing of these new songs?
Yes, we do a lot of writing on the road, but you know, sitting in a very, very small backstage and playing your guitar without an amp, and people listening, and I have this idea, recording it on your phone, and then when you go home and you have to pick it all up, you just have 100 videos on your phone from 20 different countries, and then you have to start listening again. But when we're in the room together having fun, getting ready for a show, or just being on tour, that's inspiring. And you know, I think we just have to be around each other to get that inspiration. No one goes home and writes a full song and says, this is the done song. Everyone goes to the rehearsal with riffs and then says to the guys, what should we do? How do you like it? What do you think? So yeah, a lot of writing on the road, and then everyone is a part of finishing up the songs.
During this process, you were touring North America with Arch Enemy,
Yes,
and hitting major European festivals. How are you experiencing these international moments?
The United States tour and Canada too was amazing. You know, childhood dream, and a very, very awesome tour package. The guys from Arch Enemy were awesome. The guys from Fit for an Autopsy were cool. The guys from Thrown into Exile were cool. So we just had a good time in big theaters, and you know, it's living the dream. And that also, when we were playing the new songs that we hadn't released yet, and people still liked it, we felt this is the right thing to do. And yeah, it was a colossal experience to do that tour, and to feel that the record is good and ready to go.
Could you feel big difference? Did you notice big differences between European and American audiences?
It's fun because everyone asks that. Also, when I do the written interviews, everyone asks that. And I think I've come to the conclusion that metal fans are metal fans, and all metal fans really love metal, and they go nuts when they listen to it. So the difference, I don't really see the difference. You know, it's always scary going to the US, especially now, because there's a lot of political stuff and change happening. But we came over there and it was just like home, with bigger cars and bigger beers, but you know, it's just like home, and people were great. And yeah, the metal audience is always awesome.
It doesn't matter where they are from.
It really doesn't matter, you know. Everyone is diehard. Everyone has their opinions and really wants to talk about it. You know, it's a big party, I think.
And what about the last time you were here in Spain? Do you have good memories from Spain?
Yes, we did the tour with Blast Open, playing. I can't even remember all the cities, but we went all the way up, all the way down, and every coast. It was great. Small clubs. No, Spanish fans are pretty intense too. There's difference between the Spanish fans and the German fans, because I think in Spain, there's a little more heat like you're experiencing now. So they go nuts and it's great. I think we're trying to do one more Spanish tour next year, but we'll see how it ends up because we'd like to do that kind of small run again.
Yes. So talking about your guitars, is there
Yes.
any special equipment that you have and you prefer to play?
I think the most special equipment we have, Lasse and I, we have some Marshall cabinets with blackbacks speakers in them, like the 70s Marshall speaker. And, you know, those are the ones that AC/DC used and all that. And we tried putting our death metal stuff through that, and it just sounds big and it sounds nice, and it's a pretty special speaker. I know I was using a really, really cheap Strat that I got from my school. It was the first guitar I ever played in my life. And I got that from my school, and I took it to the studio and it sounded awesome. So that's also pretty special. We use Marshall Governor pedal like they did because they did that on Hard Work with Carcass. So of course we had to do that too.
Do you have any personal technique or ritual when working on complex riff or solos?
I don't think so. Me and Lasse, we sit down and play them together until we're satisfied. Lasse is a bit more technical solo player than I am. I mostly do the blues kind of stuff because that's all I ever learned. But I think that's also good to have two different types of solos going on in that album. Yeah, but we recorded live, you know. Everyone plays at the same time, so there's no layering. So there's no clicks, there's no tracks. It's just one big live session. And I think that also is special for us, at least. It makes it a little more organic. And then sometimes we can slow a little bit down if it's really technical, and then we can speed it a little up when the riffing gets a little bit easier.
When you are in your warm-up moment before the concert, do you
Yes.
prefer to warm up with technical brutality or emotional solos?
We actually just play some of our own riffs, and then we rock out a little, you know, play some blues and then shift playing some solos. And we always try to play a little of Cold Gin by Kiss. And Lasse always tries to teach me Bark at the Moon, and I haven't gotten it yet. But also Money for Nothing, that riff we really practice because it's tough because of the technique. So basically we just sit down and have fun with the guitars and with each other, and then we go play.
After this answer, the strongest death metal fan will kill you.
Yes. I know. But everyone loves Mark Knopfler, you know.
Do you have any musical insecurity when you are writing or playing?
I don't know. I think the biggest insecurity was trying to get that balance right, because we don't want to disappoint the really hardcore death metal fans, but we don't want to disappoint ourselves in doing something that we don't want to do. So that, for me at least, I'm pretty excited to see when the record comes out how people will react. But hopefully it will be good, and yeah, we'll see.
To balance the money for nothing answer, my
Yes.
question is, what is the hardest riff you have ever written or recorded?
That must be the what's it called? Tower of Suffocation. Is that the song from Necrosapiens? That was one Lasse did, and it's so fast and it's so technical, and we have to do it in two different harmonies. That song is the toughest one to play, but the fastest one is Meat Hook Massacre. So Tower of Suffocation and Meat Hook Massacre, but those are the most brutal ones. But Depraved World on this one is really tough because there's so much. Oh man, it's hard. That riff is from when Lasse was 14 years old, so he can play it very well, and I have to learn it very well, and I'm busy with that a lot of the time.
Necrosapiens was an extraordinary recording, and
Thank you.
in the case of this new recording, is there a track that capture the spirit and the essence of Colossal?
I think that must be Misfortunate Son or Stormbringer, because the balance is between the new stuff happening and still the old school death metal stuff is there in both songs. I think
Yes.
that's those two.
And if Colossal were a video game, what genre will it be and who will direct it?
If it was a movie or video game,
A video game.
What video game? I think it's gonna be The Witcher, because Lasse plays a lot of The Witcher when we recorded the album. And there's dungeons and dragons and scary stuff, but there's also happy stuff, like on Colossal.
Svend, is there a tour planning after the release of the new recording?
Yes, we are planning, I think, 3 tours for next year, and we're also planning a fall tour for this year. And the festival season, we have festivals all the way up till October. So there's going to be a lot of playing, and especially next year is going to be very busy. And that's good, because we have a new record out that we want to support.
And apart from the guitar, is there any instrument or technique you would like to explore in future albums?
Oh, in future albums. I really want to bring in a sitar, like they did for Wherever I May Roam, Metallica. I always found that sound to be very interesting.
Did you manage the idea that exploring another language in your band, for example, Danish song, or wrote an acoustic song in the future?
We actually had 2 instrumental songs, which one of them was acoustic, that did not make the album. So we have done those. And when Orm sings in Misfortunate Son, they actually sing in Danish. So the Danish stuff is already in there, and I think Simon will do more of it, because I think he likes expressing stuff in Danish too. So that will probably be a part of the next new songs as well.
And with all that busy plans that you have for this year and the next year, what goals do you have as a band for the next couple of years?
The goal is definitely to tour more and to tour bigger places, because we've been touring a lot with smaller places, and that's awesome. But we want to move it up to the next level, in headlining and in supporting. We're dreaming of that good support job like we had with Arch Enemy. We want one of those in Europe, to play bigger audiences, because we think people will like it if they get to hear it. So that's the goal for the next couple of years, is playing bigger shows, I think.
I think that the band could do it, could make it.
I hope so.
Yes, you only need persistence.
Yes, and we have a lot of that. It's already been 10 years, and we're not slowing down.
Yes. So, Sven, those were my questions. Thank you very much for this moment.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm sure that a lot of fans will enjoy the new recording, because there are big surprises, and
Yes.
not bad surprises for the extreme metal fans. Big surprises.
I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you.
Yes. So bye. Have a good
Bye.
afternoon.
You too, man. Bye.